In this video, we will show you how to check your MVDSL email settings when using the Thunderbird email program. This is the latest version as of August 2015 of Thunderbird. If yours looks a little bit different than this, you may want to upgrade to the latest to make it a little bit easier to follow along with this video. But the first thing we're going to do is, this is the screen that you're probably used to seeing. You got your inbox and you got different messages in here. We have a test account of John Smith at MVDSL that we created for purposes of this video. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at that account. So we click up here and then we go to options and we want to look at account settings. And so you see the account over here, John Smith. You may have other accounts in here, and if you do, you'll need to check them for each account. But what we want to look at is the server settings. The first thing we look at is the server type. It can be one of two types. It can be IMAP or it can be POP3. In our case, we're using IMAP. There will be a subtle difference between POP3 and IMAP, and that will be this port number over here, which we'll discuss in a couple of minutes. The server name is mail.mvdsl.com, and your username should be your full email address. The connection security, this means, do you want your email to be encrypted when it goes across the internet? If you select SSL/TSL, it is. If you select none, it is not. But we recommend that you encrypt it just to be safe. And the authentication method will be normal password. But if you didn't care if it was encrypted or not, you could go down here and select none. And if you notice, this port number up here changes. It changes to 143 with none, and it goes to 993 with TLS, I'm sorry. The server type, if your server type was POP3, the differences would be that your port number would be 995 with SSL, or it would be 110 with security connection of none. So that's good for your server settings. Now we're going to look at your outgoing server. We're going to go ahead and click Edit. We don't have a description. You don't necessarily need a description. Once again, the server name is mail.mvdsl.com. The port we want to use is 587, and the start TLS is the connection security. You could also have that to none, and the port could either be 587 or 25. Either one of those ports will work for connection security of none or start TLS. The authentication method. Now, you can have an authentication method of normal password, and what this means is that before Thunderbird sends an email out, one that you've composed, it will log into the MVDSL mail server before it sends. Now we require, if you're not on the MVDSL network, such as at your home or anything like that, if you are traveling and say maybe you're at a hotel and you're on their hotel Wi-Fi, we will not allow you to send an email unless you authenticate with a username and password. So if this is a computer that you're going to be traveling with, or it's going to be outside of your home, we recommend that you set an authentication method to normal password. And the username would be your MVDSL email address. If it's at home and it's a desktop computer and it's not going anywhere, you can set the authentication method to no authentication and you'd be just fine. But since this is a laptop I'm working on, I'm going to set it to normal password, and there's our username, and so it looks like we're in good shape. Now I'm going to go ahead and click OK, and what we're going to do next is just send a test message to ourselves to make sure everything is working correctly. So we're going to send it to John Smith, if I can type, at mvdsl.com. We're going to have a subject of test, and we'll put a body of test. Go ahead and click send, and it looks like the email was both sent and received at the same time. So there's our messages from me to me. Thanks for your time. Goodbye.